You all do motivation will also be peculiar to you guys. And what you're going to do, you're going to sit with your partner, very quickly, Matt, not very much,
spill me drink,
and keep in your mind the thing about anchoring, yeah? Use anchors all the time, and rapport building. You've all got rapport with each other now, more or less, yeah? So we don't have to worry too much about that. I've got rapport with Matt, I've known him for ages, still don't like him. So, oh, hang on, I feel well.
Yeah, I think so, next time you ask me to get paid.
Right, so you get your client to do this, close your eyes, you've all done this, go back to a time when you were totally motivated. Seeing what you would see, hearing what you would hear, and feeling what you would feel as if you were there now. Have you got a particular time, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now when you think of that particular time, when you were totally motivated, notice when I'm talking about motivation, I get motivated myself. Yeah, go there first. I don't say, all right, but can you think of a time when you were really motivated? Yeah, there's no rapport with what I'm saying. So I go motivated. So think about a particular time when you were totally motivated, man. So you did really well, and when you came out the other end, it felt fantastic. And then double that feeling, then double it again, then double it again. And then you sit with your little list. You don't have to ask every single thing on that list. The important things are, okay, Matt, when you get a picture in your head, yeah, because I know you get a picture first. Yeah, and you can see by the position of his head, he's looking up at the picture. Yeah? Is it one picture or is it more pictures?
Just one.
It's one picture. Show me how big it is. Is it in colour or black and white?
Colour.
It's in colour. Is it moving or is it still?
It's moving.
3D or two-dimensional like a picture?
Like 2D. It's like
2D, so it's flat. Does it have a border around it?
Yeah, it's got a bit hazy, but it's got
Bit hazy.
got an edge.
Right, okay, and it's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of feet away from you?
Yeah, about a little bit further.
A little bit further. See? So I know exactly where it is and what's going on inside his head. Can you see yourself in the picture, or are you looking through your eyes?
It changes actually. Just
Oh, okay. So it moves from one to
It's
the
like
other.
a movie, so it runs through, I can see myself, and then at the end of the movie I can see through my own eyes.
So there's some interesting information that he's told me. So I'll keep that, write it down, or log it in here. And when you get this picture in your head, this image inside your head, okay, this picture that you can see of you being totally motivated, where's the feelings start? Notice not like what are you feeling, I'm saying where are the feelings? Where are the feelings? Where's the location?
Low down and it goes into my legs.
Low down goes into your legs. And it passes down your legs?
Yeah.
Does it go anywhere?
It kind of loops back up again.
So it starts in the middle of your stomach,
Yeah.
drops down through your legs and spins round and then spins round and then spins round. And if we double that feeling, if we spin it faster and faster, does it increase the motivation?
Yeah.
Good. Always ask the question, because some people might get really scared with it. So I say, okay, if I speed it up, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, do you notice any sounds when you think of this time when you were totally motivated?
No.
None at all. So he doesn't get any sounds. Okay, relax, open your eyes. So there I've got some parts for me, experience one, on my little list. Yeah? Now we have a chat about something else. You guys are going to be doing this in a second. Now I say, right, there's something in your life you'd like to be motivated to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is something. Oh right, okay.
One thing, yeah. Well,
One thing.
a little bit more motivated.
Okay, so he's got one thing he actually wants to do. So now I'm going to look at that. So, close your eyes, Matt, and let's go to this time, this thing that you'd love to be motivated for, but you just can't be asked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So, you don't feel good about it when you think about it, you'd love to be able to do it, but you just can't. And when you think about that thing, seeing what you would see, maybe hearing what you would hear, and certainly feeling what you would feel, tell me, is that one picture or more?
One.
It's one picture. Where is that picture? Is it directly in front of you, or is it slightly? I thought it was, yeah. You see the position of his head? You pick up all these little things. If you don't know, ask him. If you do know, tell him, and then he goes, whoa! And the rapport goes straight through the roof, because he totally understands that I understand him. So you get this picture, and it's down here, Matt. How big is that picture? Oh, right, small. Has it got an edge on it? Or is it hazy like the other one?
It's sort of an oval.
It's an ovally sort of shape down there. Colour or black and white?
Colour, but only about 2 or 3. It's not very.
It's not very bright. Okay. Can you see yourself in the picture?
No, it's just like a picture of.
Oh, and it's not moving.
Yeah.
So you see the differences between the previous picture? This one's not moving at all. The last one he said was like a movie. And he was jumping in and out of himself. And it was big. Yeah? And the feeling now, where's that feeling?
It's in my eyes, like it's heavy, like it's when I close them. and then it goes down to my chest. And it's
So
like
eyes to your chest. So again, you see the differences between the two states? No wonder you can't get motivated if he's doing this to himself. Okay, do you get any sounds with this one?
like a,
Oh, like that.
yeah,
Is that in both ears or one?
it's in both.
Both ears coming from the sides.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one comes from the centre, so
All right, okay, centre. Right, okay, moving out. So you see the information we've got there. Now, when you've got them in this state, right, you start to do things. Right, this is where the fun starts. Matt, I've got your picture, it's right in front of you, it's down here, yeah? I'm going to get a hold of it and put it up there. Okay, it's in front of you. I'm going to spread it out. Now it's a big picture, it's got a hazy edge. The colour, how bright is the colour now?
it's about 4 or 5, got a bit brighter.
It's got a bit brighter, we need to crank it up to about 8, don't we? Yeah? So imagine you've got a remote control in your hand,
Yeah.
And you're going to click it. It's on, what is it now?
About 4 or 5.
4 or 5. So we'll say it's at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's much brighter. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the picture now?
About 7 or 8. About
Is it moving or is it still?
It's started to move.
Start to move, start to move, start to move, start to move. Feel the feel, and I'm going to touch you here, yeah, and start to spin it from your midsection here, down your legs and spin it back in, down your legs, spin it back in, down your legs and round and spin it back in, and then double the feeling, double the feeling. How big's the picture? Describe the picture now. All right, yeah, yeah. In colour?
Yeah,
Moving?
yeah.
Yeah? Like a movie?
Mhm.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any sounds?
No.
No sounds. Okay, relax, open your eyes. Right, so you're changing the structure of the experience. Find out what they do really well, in any context, get the structure of that, then the thing they want to change, notice the differences, change them. That's what happens. Well, that was really happening, I think, actually, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah, he's
yeah.
not making it up, because it was something that he wanted.
Yeah. Clearing out my sock drawer. It's terrible. It's kind of
Well, it's a start.
That's true. It's just incidentally, that's an important thing about today. You experimenting, so no major therapy, please. Things like
Yeah.
motivation to take the rubbish out, or don't go when I was 3, mummy took the spoon away. Because one, you haven't got time to deal with that today. Secondly, the person you're working with is just learning to do this.
You're
And if you give them something too
You're
difficult,
screaming out. We had a guy in here in a practice group. There's about 18 people in the practice group that we run. And I said, anybody got anything? It's not a major therapy, it's about changing your belief in yourself. And this guy, who I'd never met before, he'd met, he went, me. And I went, oh, what's your name? And he said, Dan. I said, come out, Dan. So he sat there, and I'm standing here. And I did this thing about changing beliefs, which we don't have time to do today. Changing his belief, and it happened in a minute, if that. Bang! And he went, burst into tears. Tears pouring down his face, going, like that. I was going, that's pretty damn effective. I said, sometimes the response you get is not quite the one you expected. But I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is serious therapy, what do you say that was? And he went, 9. I went, thanks, Dan. But he actually said, no, these were, I said, these tears of pain or tears of joy. He goes, it's like a big relief. Oh, I went, oh, thank God for that. I said, no, sit down. But it's amazing how these things happen suddenly, and they surprise me as well. And I've been doing this for donkey's years. The thing I did with you, Fiona, you missed it. Seconds? Yeah? That's how quick, and you're going to be responsible for doing this to people. That's great, it's brilliant. Because people go, shit, what if they go wrong? I said, they're already fucking wrong, they've come to see you. Just put them back to the way they were, some way, you can't cure them, send them to somebody else. They're already screwed up. It's true. What more can you do? You just go, oh, hang on, I've screwed that up. All right, we'll put this back there, put the picture back there. See, I could go to Matt and be nasty and go, motivation picker, sock jaw, down here, sorry. Back down here like this. No, but,
I'm quite used to it.
yeah, I know you are. Yeah?
They don't do that to me.
You can do this really covertly with people. You say, oh, I've got this big problem like that. You go, oh, really? Why don't we give it some size and maybe take it away from you? And they'll go,
Works great if you're a car salesman, or selling anything in particular, because you go,
Anything.
think of that picture of that perfect car that you want, and they go, oh yeah, and then you get the car you want to sell them, and you position them, so their picture of the car they want is exactly where the car is you want to sell them, and they go, oh, I like the look of that car there, I like that one.
Richard Bandler, he said the way he used to get girls when he was younger, he said, I go to sales. He said, women are all getting excited about the sales and stand in front of the product. Hey! He told me another interesting thing which has been useful. He said he went out shopping with his wife, and he said, you know, when your wife always says, well, she's gone trying dresses on, and she says, well, do you like this one or or do you prefer this one? And he says, always pick the one with the woman in it. Because she's made that choice. Is that right? Right, I'll get me caught. Right, so get a partner, okay? Take turns each. Richard, Matt and myself are here to help you out, to talk you through it if you need it. Go through it as quickly as possible. Remember, no problem, just go for it. Okay, that's the attitude you've got to have. Right, okay, thank you very much. Lots of fun. Yeah, oh no, never mind. Okay, the powerful thing with I-axis and cues, yeah, is that it gives you the ability to influence other people very covertly, like all the other techniques we've learned. When I was talking to Fiona, she says, you're doing it now. I went, I can't help myself. I know where she remembers, where she constructs stuff. And I can actually, it means that you can actually sit with someone and help them develop a new strategy. I was saying to Fiona Nishi, a guy said to me he wanted to be able to get up in the morning. He said he was sick of, he had to stress himself out to get out of bed. Everybody recognise this? Because his strategy, and I saw his eyes do it, I don't know whether you're all able to see from here, I'll do it as big as I can. I said, what happens when you hear the alarm in the morning? He went, well, so he looked across this way. I said, so hang on a minute. I said, so you hear something, the alarm? He said, yeah, that's right. And then you feel something. And I pointed at his feelings. And he went, yeah. I said, what do you feel? I said, because you keep hearing it, feeling it, hearing it, feeling it. I said, I'm interested to know what gets you out of bed. And he went, well, I see myself being late for work and getting stressed out. I went, what a shit way to get up in the morning. I said, you do this every day? And he went, yeah, well, yeah, that's why I've come to see you. I said, so you hear the alarm? And he went, yeah. And I said, you get a feeling. What's the feeling? He went, I said, warmth of the sheets? And he went, yeah. You all recognise this? He goes, oh, hear the alarm, oh, just another 10 minutes. Hear the alarm, oh, just another 10 minutes. Hear the alarm, shit, I'm going to be late, I can see myself, I'm going to get a bollock in there. I said, right, watch me finger. And he said, I thought we were going to do therapy. I said, it is therapy, one finger therapy, right? I'm going to poke you in the eye, right? You will change. Ah, all right, I will. So I said, right, hear the alarm. So he goes, looks at my finger. I said, see yourself getting out of bed. The boss is going, bloody hell, you're on time. How does that feel? He goes, good. So I did that a few times. You see what I'm doing? I'm using his I-axis and cues, giving him a different strategy. So you heard the alarm, has a vision, a visual impact of what he's doing, feeling good at work. So his I-axis now went, yeah? So we had a chat, broke state. I said, right, you hear the alarm, it's tomorrow morning. What happens? And he went, his eyes went totally different directions. I said, thank you very much, that's £75. 15 minutes work, not bad. Well, no, because I give people an hour, so we've got loads of time to do other stuff. So, see, if you come to me, 75 quid, you would have said, bugger that, Bob, but I would have spent another 59 minutes working on something else. You would have got money. What are you going to do with all the time? So, that's another application that you can see for I-axis and cues, as well as being able to pick out whether someone's a liar or not. Yeah, you all learn at different rates. You know, Matt and myself understand that. So some of you have picked up quickly on some things and not others. And that is common throughout any type of training. Remember, today we have really compressed stuff in. So you guys will go away with something. But we've got one other little treat, which is timelines. One of my favourites. Well, they're all my favourite. You know, we talk about maps of the world. Notice how your map's probably got a little bit bigger. A bit more knowledge, a bit more information, a bit more power, more detail. Which means you can navigate that much better. Well, part of that map that we have is based around time. We all talk in terms of time, don't we? You listen to someone that will say, well, looking back on it, you know, I could have done a lot better. But I've got things I want to do in the future. And you watch people's hands. What are you doing? It's like, oh, Ibiza, yeah. Okay, people have to use space in order to indicate the way they're experiencing the world. So if I say to you lot now, all right, dead simple exercise. At the moment you're now, and there's something you do commonly every day. Say have breakfast or brush your teeth or have a shower. Okay? Pick one of those. Imagine doing that in a month's time. Just in your head. And then for me, you see, when I think of it, that's about there. Getting up, having breakfast in the morning. 4 weeks time, a month's there for me, spatially. Anybody? Think of it, time. 4 weeks' time, a month's time. Out there, over there, there. No, it doesn't matter, no. Some people will, no, because you've never been asked this question before. Nobody's ever said to you, how do you do time? We just accept that we do it. But actually, most people have a definite thing about time. You see, if I think of my career, my business, and all that sort of nonsense, which is all mixed in with my life anyway, and I think about 5 years' time and what I will be doing, it's about there. That's 5 years. I can see where I'm going. I've had clients who've said, I've asked them about their career, they want a goal set. Somebody came to me for goal setting, and this often happens, doesn't it? My people want to set my goals, I want to, you know, do well in the future, can you help me? I say, yeah, okay. If you think of yourself in 3 years' time, what will you be doing? And you'll see them do this, they go, I say, well, when I think about 3 years' time, it's over here. And then I explain timelines, and then they'll say, well, I can think about the birth of my kids. Oh, right, okay. I said, how long ago was that? Well, that's about 3 years. I go, oh, right, okay, so you had kids then, 3 years, yeah? Yeah. What about your job? Oh, well, the job I'm doing now, yeah, if I think of that in 3 years' time, oh, God, yeah. Well, it's quite far, but I don't particularly like it, like, so obviously it's far away, they're not drawn towards it. I said, what would you like to do? Oh, well, next year I'd like to do, and say, okay, where's next year? About here. What would you like to do, but you just don't feel you can do? Well, I'd like to do diving or something. Oh, right. And what does it look like when you think about, oh, well, it's a picture, it's got movement, and then you use the submodalities. So people put their time in definite places. You might do it small moves inside the head, it might be in the body, it might be down there, or there. Some people, yeah, will talk in terms of, well, I like to move towards things, and all of their future is forward, forward, forward. Some people will actually say, usually the same people will say, well, I put my past behind me. How many people have you heard say that? Yeah. Now that's great if it's crap. But you get people who are traumatised and their past is usually here or here. And they wonder why they're traumatised. The job of a practitioner is to get that and put it firmly in the past. So it's always behind you. So you can never see it. Oh, he's behind me. Yeah? Literally, grab, chuck it. Right? Now, the term that Richard attached to this phenomenon, if you like, was timelines. Okay? You'll get a variety of timelines. Some people have lines that go straight like this, some have them that curve like that. I had a girl who was like petals of a flower around her. Yeah, somebody said their time in the past was like a laundry basket tied to their head like a shirt that carries in the hills of, you know, of Nepal. And she said, if I think the good stuff from the past is like trying to dig out washing from the bottom of it, people will come up, you know, you just go, whoa, that's brilliant. I'll try that inside my head. No, that doesn't work for me. All I can see is smelly underpants. Not good. I don't use that strategy. But everybody has their own way of sorting time. So I'm going to ask you the question again, right? Think of something you've done in the past month. Yeah? Where does it feel as though it is? Point to it. Something you've done a month ago. Oh, there you go, you've got it straight away. Right, there you go. Now all the people who were having trouble with that a minute ago have now got it. It's definite feeling there, isn't it? And it's like in there. Yeah? Daniel? Nothing? No, that's okay. No.
It's empty brain.
It's not an empty brain. That means you can put loads of stuff in it.
Hey!
Ah! Yeah, brainwash
Into
you.
my eyes. Into the eyes.
Fiona, where was it? There.
No, I'm having trouble
Nothing?
with that one.
Okay, I'm trouble with that one. Not to worry. Any of you guys? No?
Yeah, behind.
Behind? Okay, okay. Right. Now you can see the advantage of knowing where you put the past and put the future, because we can start to play around with things. Okay? If you've got who's got a particularly strong timeline? Did you have a strong timeline? Where did you say the future was? Yeah, sit here a minute. Just sit here a minute. Right, let's just do something, and watch him, not me, right? Now, what we're going to do, think of something, nothing spectacular, because I don't want to screw your life up with this exercise. There's a presupposition, isn't there? Think about something you'll be doing in a year's time. Have you got anything, any plans? You don't even have to tell me what it is. Right, point to it for me. It's all there. Over here?
Yeah.
There.
It's there.
Actually there.
Yeah.
Right, okay, there. I want you to imagine it's on a line, back to you.
Yeah.
Okay? So you can sort of imagine the line if you want. Okay? What happens is, that's a you, yeah? What happens if I do that with it? How does that feel? Is that weird?
It feels odd, yeah.
Yeah, it's very odd, isn't it? It's not nice, is it?
Yeah.
No, because that's the way your brain sorts things.
Because I'm not going to achieve it.
Oh, interested? See what happens? How does it feel when it's there?
Feels more realistic.
It feels more realistic. What happens if I move it? Oh. Yeah, tell me when to stop.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Right. Okay. How does it feel? How close is that now?
That feels like it's going to sort of happen next week. So.
Is that a good feeling?
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's better.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you see how people are really. Oh, okay. Don't move that. Leave that alone. Yeah. If I did that, that's really annoying, isn't it? How many times do you see people? Well, actually, when I think about the times I've had together with you, fucking hell, just wipe all my pictures out. It's there, yeah. What about? Have you got something, right? In the past, not a major therapy thing. It might be somebody you don't like or something like that. That when you think about it, makes you go, oh God, wish I could get rid of that.
Mm.
Yeah. Where is it? Point to it.
It's down there.
Oh, it's down there.
Yeah.
It's down there, right? And that really should be in the past. The fact that it's just in your peripheral vision is fucking annoying, isn't it? Yeah. Is it there?
Yeah, it's just down there.
Down there, right. I want you to imagine, leap of faith here, right? I can get hold of it, right? Like this, right? And I'm going to put it way in the past.
Yeah.
That'd be a good place to put it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like off the end of your universe.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Because I'm going to do this
Yeah.
now. 1, 2, 3. Oof. Does it feel like it's gone there? Honestly, no, don't say yes or doesn't.
It does actually, yeah.
It does. So think
I
about
think it's miles behind. I'm still conscious it's there.
you're still conscious of it, it's miles
Because
behind.
it's not, when I sort of
Right,
imagine
so-
the future, it's not niggling.
All right, so it was niggling away.
It's like, say, periphery was a good word.
Uh-huh.
Things are just sort of hover.
I thought it might be. So, I'm quite good at this. It's not like a while, you know. So you've had this thing here. And it's definitely out there now.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
I just feel better.
Makes you feel better. So you see how we can play with timelines. Is there anything you'd like to do in the future? Way in the future? And you think, ooh, I'd really like to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah? And when you think about that thing now, point again to it for me.
That's right over there.
Oh, right over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me where it is.
It's about there.
Back there. Right, okay. If I move it closer, and I move it quickly, yeah, where would you like to have it? Back there?
Well,
Yeah. I thought it's because you were looking there, you see. Okay, you ready? What's it like when it's there? Look, he's looking at it. There's nothing there. No, you're looking at it, aren't you? Isn't it weird?
I'm looking at it, imagining it happening.
Of course you are. Yeah, this is what we all do to make sense of the world. Nothing wrong with it. Psychiatrists would lock us all up, of course. You know, oh, you should be doing this. They don't do it. So when it's there, does it feel more achievable or more, you know, you're drawn towards it? It is, isn't it? Look at the state of it. Ooh, we'll fire that one off.
Weird.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the funniest thing is when you get hold of people, I won't do this because you'll jump out your seat, but you can get hold of people's timelines. Oh, yeah. Well, can I demonstrate this one?
Oh, do it. Yeah.
That's nice, right? Yeah. Right. You've got this timeline. Have you got any other timelines? Think about, you going on holiday?
Yeah.
Right. When are you going on holiday?
September.
September. Where's that? Point at it for me.
That's sort of quite close.
Oh, it's there, quite close. And this is obviously to do with another person, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going on holiday with somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know,
Well,
but there you go.
You were going on holiday. Right. Now, imagine that line going through it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, watch this. What's it like when it's over here?
Doesn't feel achievable anymore. It's
Oh,
like
no, because you like to have things there, don't you?
Yeah.
That's right. So if I wanted to get him to really think about achieving something he wasn't sure about, guess where we put them all? Here.
Yeah, that's
So,
great.
exactly. And if I'm talking, I say, okay, what do I want to do? I want to achieve this, and that will make you go, right, yeah, Bob, you understand me. It would, wouldn't it? Build rapport.
Yeah.
So you see, again, it's about building rapport, but this time using timelines, and also playing around with the timeline, so that we actually start to do things with, test them out, pull them around, push them out, push them back in, yeah? Things in the past, hey, you might have had something in the past that you used to do and you'd love to be able to do again. Yeah, of course there is. Ooh, I can read your mind. Right, where is it? Where is it? Tell me where it is. It's behind, of course.
Yeah.
How the fuck can you achieve when you can't see it? It's like, ah, behind you.
Can't read it.
You can't, of course you can't, right. I'm going to get hold of this resource, right? Imagine this now, right? Okay? The thing is, I don't even know what it bloody well is. But I don't need to know. The important thing is that he knows what it is, not me. Total confidentiality. I can sit with a client and not know anything about their history, because I don't need to. They often want to tell you, okay, but I'd rather not know. So this is a great way of working. Right, now. So I've got hold of this resource. Imagine I've got my hand around it now. Where would you like to put it? Show me in the future, because you want it to be back there. Needs to be there. You ready? 1, 2, 3. It's there. Right. How does it feel when the resource is there?
Feels more real, guys.
Again, it feels. Where do you get the feeling of real? Show me anybody.
Yeah.
And guess what we're going to tell them to do? Double the feeling. Double the feeling, then double it again. Zzz. And then double it again, and double it again, and double it again. Does it feel achievable?
Yeah.
It's a good resource to have there.
Yeah.
Should we leave it there?
Yeah, leave it there.
Seems to me, right, thanks, you guys. So, we can play with timelines like that. Yeah?
You can apply sorry, I was going to say you can apply the principles for traumatic events as well. If you can't
course you
move
can.
on for something,
Yeah.
and you see it's just there,
Yeah.
and you just can't get away from it,
That's
you can
right.
push that.
I was doing a timeline thing on a therapy course with the youth offending team. There were probation workers. And there was a girl there, when I talked about timelines, she went like this, she went. And she was like having a traumatic episode in the class. I thought, I said, okay, let's break for lunch. We'll finish early, and we'll get back here in an hour. I said, Lynn, can I have a word? And she said, yeah. I said, are you all right? She went, no, it was the thing you mentioned about time, about the past and the future. She said, I said, right, you've got 3 things there, haven't you? And she said, yeah. How do you know? I said, well, you went like this. She said, oh, right. She said, no, it's like they're really on top of me. And she said, do you want me to tell you about them? I said, no, but there is 3 of them. Yeah? She said, yeah, there's one here, and these experiences I had in the past. She said, and what happens is, I get so far in a job, and I get to promotion, and I pack the job in. I can't move on. I'm out of my depth. And yet everybody tells me I'm not. I'm really good at what I do. She said, but something, she said, I think I know what it is, but it's stopping me. And I get so far and I can't go any further, so far I can't go any further. I said, all right, that's interesting. I said, okay, well, do you want to move them? She went, well, yeah. I said, all right. So we did it over lunch, it took about half an hour, bum, bum, bum. We put all of these things behind her, in the past, where they belonged. She burst into tears, because it was like a relief. I said, fantastic. I said, right, now Lynn, how do you feel? And she went like this, she went, well, it's sort of clear now. So what's clear? She goes, well, I don't know. She said, but it's just different. It's that same, it's like, I can't explain it. I said, all right. I said, we'll carry on in the afternoon. And at the end of the course, she came back to me and she said, I've put in for promotion at the job I'm doing, and I've never done that before. She said, because I can see myself doing the job. I said, well, of course you can. You had these things stuck in front of you. You had the past there. How the fuck are you going to move on with the past here? You're not. You know, when I had flashbacks from the Falklands, and it used to be bang, bang, bang like that, I turned them into small photographs and put them in a photo album, which is there. And I can go, oh yeah, I remember these things. But they don't have the impact they had, like with a post-traumatic stress disorder. It's so easy to do. And think how many people like you meet have got these things from their past.
Do you, if you're doing something like that on yourself, do you still physically take things? And
I just did it in my head like that.
Just
The movies, I just turned into small still frames, and I made them deliberately like sepia, you know, little sepia photographs with little frilly edges, like the real old Victorian ones, because my granny had a really nice photo album, and greaseproof paper type of stuff over the top. Yeah, big fancy, that's what it is. Well, big brass things on it. Yeah, there. Sorry. I've actually got the bridge deck of the Starship Enterprise in my head, but that's another story. Make it so. I've got all these controls. Slow time down, speed it up. Longer orgasms. What's wrong with that? At my age, I bet it's no problem. I can stay all night. It's only the once, like, but you know. What I did all night takes me all night to do now, as they say. No, but you can. You can slow time down and speed it up. We all do it. How many times have you stood in a queue in a bank and gone, yeah, come on. You think half an hour's gone, you look and 2 minutes have passed. Watch what you can do with orgasms, man. Brilliant. They last forever. My girlfriend still says it's 3 minutes, but hey, I'm okay. It feels like an hour to me. The applications for NLP are enormous. Yeah, that's not an idea I want to put in anybody's head. Somebody made the link. But anyway, what we want you to do to finish off, yeah, last quarter of an hour, you're going to do a little exercise with your partner. And you're going to draw their head. That's the nose, by the way. Okay? Put your glasses on. There you go. Okay? Now, would you say that the future, that 1 year thing, where was that? Was it about there?
Yeah.
Yeah, about there. Okay, there's 1 year in the future. What about the past? Say a year in the past, where would that be on this little chart?
Got something behind.
About,
Yeah.
about there? A year in the past. What about something you'd like to do? Is there anything else you'd really like to do in the future? And you've got a time scale for it?
Yeah, probably 2-3 years.
2-3 years, where would that be?
That's a bit further out.
About-
Out there, yeah.
About there, 2 to 3 years, yeah. Okay, so would it be fair to say we could draw a line like that? Would that be now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that's the past there. So there's a timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as I said, people have many different timelines. And what I want you guys to do is ask your partner, pick a health timeline. Yeah. And let's say business, work. Yeah. 2 timelines. See if they're on the same line. They might be, they might not be. I've often found that people might have, like, you know, a relationship timeline might go like this. You know, a business timeline might go like that. Yeah. A health timeline might be like that. But you need to know where they are. When you've been doing this a long time, it's like when I was working with you, I more or less knew which direction to go in because you knew that as well. Because you were going, okay, you knew exactly where that was. And that's just practice. And then play around with the timeline, practice bending it, turning it. And if the person that you're with can't see a line of any kind, get them to describe time, and you'll see where their hands go. So it might just be bits like this. I had a girl who was traumatised. She believed she'd been raped as a child on a number of occasions. She'd been in therapy for years. And I actually didn't believe her. I didn't say that. It was just what she was doing, the way she was acting. But the therapist had gone into it in detail and used hypnosis and regression. And she really had this thing going on. And she said, well, when I go back to the past, she said, there's like these horrible dark patches on my timeline. I said, right, what we're going to do, we're going to travel down your timeline with a torch. And I'm going to come with you, we're going to go and switch the light on. And we'll see what we can see. She went, oh, I don't know. I said, look, you trust me? She went, yeah. We'll put a big powerful anchor in, so that at any moment, all I had to do was touch on the arm and she'd feel good. So I said, we've got the anchor. I explained what it was. I'll fire it off. I said, you'll always come back to that. The moment you panic, I'm going to fire that off and you'll feel okay. You're back in the room with me. She closed her eyes. We took her down the timeline. She was holding my hand and we're flying over the timeline. Peter Pan. It was her idea. And as we came over the first dark patch, we fired the torch down and she went, there's nothing there. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe there's nothing at the next one. Should we go further down? She went, yeah. And you could see this light. And she said to me, she said, what's that therapist done? I said, well, the therapist was doing the best they could at the time. They assumed that. I said, but I don't make assumptions. I want to find out what's going on. And she believed that she'd been abused. It was just an idea that was put into her head. Now, I'm not saying that's true of everybody, but in some cases, it's what happens. People fill in the gaps. It was something she wasn't sure of, and it was just empty. It was just clear. There was nothing there. And once we'd cleared our timeline right to the past, when she was a child, we came all the way back. I said, right, let's do something constructive. What would you have liked to have done with all that time? And then we started working with some modalities and and more on timelines and mapping out a future. Some people who've had heart operations and things like that, you listen to the way they talk. If the doctor has specifically said, well, I'm going to give you about 2 years, seriously, they'll go, so what happens in 3 years' time? Where will you find yourself in 3 years' time? They'll go, it stops at 2 years. Shit, that's a bad idea to put in anybody's head. Stop your timeline at 2 years. Oh, mine is about 8 years. 280 years. It goes a long way out. You listen to the way people talk about time, and the ideas you put into people's heads about time, really dodgy. Okay, right. Grab a partner, draw a little head on the thing, and do your best. This is usually about day 5 of the practitioner course, so you know what I mean? It's easy stuff. Okay, come on, grab a partner.
Yes.